Greetings to our viewers. Today we delve into a work of profound psychological insight and human depth, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. This book, written by a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, offers not just a recount of the grim reality of the concentration camps, but also a beacon of light in the enduring search for life's purpose. Viktor E. Frankl, with his unique perspective as both a clinician and a prisoner, invites us to understand the power of the human spirit in face of the ultimate despair. In our session today, we will take a comprehensive journey through Frankl's poignant narrative, dissect his psychological discoveries, and reflect upon the indelible lessons that continue to resonate. This is not merely a story of survival, it is an invitation to understand our own search for meaning amidst life's trials. Our journey begins in pre-war Vienna, where Viktor Frankl was already an accomplished psychiatrist. But his life, and indeed the fabric of society, was to be irreversibly changed by the rise of the Nazi regime. Frankl was arrested and transported to Auschwitz, a place where, as he starkly notes, the usual rules of life were replaced by the primal struggle for survival. Here, he observed, the veneer of civilization was peeled away, revealing the core of human nature. Frankl's arrival at the camp marked the beginning of a brutal odyssey. Stripped of his identity, possessions, and ultimately his liberty, he was plunged into a world where the slightest show of weakness could mean death. The camps, he described, were the ultimate test of psychological resilience. Prisoners worked under the harshest conditions, haunted by hunger, disease, and the specter of the gas chambers. Yet within this darkness, Frankl discerned patterns of human behavior that illuminated the spectrum of human potential. He saw that while some succumbed to despair, others displayed remarkable fortitude, finding meaning in the bleakest of moments. Sharing a crust of bread or a kind word became acts of rebellion against the dehumanization they were subjected to. As Frankl labored, his thoughts often turned to his loved ones. These reflections became a sanctuary for him, a mental escape from his grim surroundings. He realized that those who could hold on to the image of a loved one, a dream for the future, or any semblance of meaning were far more resilient to the camp's torments. When the camps were finally liberated, the survivors faced a new challenge. Freedom, long yearned for, brought with it a disorientation, a difficulty in grasping the reality of their release. Frankl describes this period as a vacuum, where joy was as complex and overwhelming as the suffering they had known. From these profound depths, Frankl's psychological theory, which he termed logotherapy, began to crystallize. Logotherapy, derived from the Greek word logos meaning meaning, is predicated on the belief that man's primary motivational force is the search for meaning. In the camps, Frankl witnessed, and indeed experienced, the therapeutic power of this search. The essence of logotherapy posits that even in the most absurd, painful, and dehumanized situation, life has potential meaning. This concept became a lifeline for many in the camps. Frankl recounts how he would use his therapeutic skills to help fellow prisoners find this meaning, encouraging them to envision a future beyond the barbed wire of the camps. Frankl's survival and the survival of his ideas were a testament to the strength of the human spirit. He emerged from the Holocaust with the conviction that while we cannot avoid suffering, we can choose how to cope with it, find meaning in it, and move forward with renewed purpose. Frankl's narrative then delves deeper into the daily existence of the concentration camp inmates. He meticulously describes the structure of camp life, from the relentless roll calls in the freezing dawn to the grueling labor that lasted until dusk. He paints a vivid picture of the paradoxical economy of the camps, where a cigarette could buy soup, and soup could buy life, yet the will to smoke rather than eat was seen as a sign of giving up on life. He recounts the subtle acts of resistance that sustained the prisoners' spirits, the clandestine sharing of a philosophical book, the risk of practicing religion in secret, or the brief, stolen moments recounting memories of a world beyond the fences. These acts were threads of defiance against the camp's machinery designed to crush their humanity. Throughout the memoir, Frankl explores the different psychological reactions to life in the camps. He notes that the initial shock often gave way to a sense of injustice, and then, for some, a grim acceptance. Yet even within this acceptance, Frankl finds a spectrum of responses, from the spiritual defiance seen in acts of kindness to the grim nihilism that led some to the wire of the electric fences. As the war waned and the prospect of liberation grew, Frankl observed a shift in the camp's psyche. There was a cautious optimism but also a fear. What would life be outside the camp? Who had survived? What remained of the world they knew? These questions haunted the prisoners as they awaited their fate. When liberation finally came, it was not the joyous occasion one might imagine. Frankl describes the surreal nature of freedom, the disbelief, the wariness, and the immense psychological toll the camps had exacted. He speaks of the survivor's guilt, the struggle to find a place in a world that had carried on without them, and the search for meaning in the aftermath of such monumental loss. In these trying times, Frankl applied his logotherapy to himself and his fellow survivors. He believed that finding meaning in suffering would be the key to their psychological recovery. He posits that even when faced with a fate that cannot be changed, one is given the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance. Moving into our analysis, we examine the enduring influence of Frankl's ideas. His work offered a new dimension to understanding trauma and the capacity for healing. It's a stark reminder of the atrocities humans are capable of, and yet, a powerful narrative of hope, resilience, and the quest for meaning. Frankl's logotherapy has been influential in therapy, counseling, and even in broader philosophical discussions on the meaning of life. His focus on the future, on the meanings to be fulfilled by the individual, stands as a counterpoint to the Freudian focus on the past and the subconscious. We explore how Frankl's ideas resonate with positive psychology, which emphasizes personal growth rather than merely the alleviation of symptoms. His theory offers a potent message in modern times, where existential angst is prevalent and the search for personal meaning is often at the forefront of people's minds. Frankl's work is a testament to the idea that meaning can be found in every moment of living. Life never ceases to have meaning, even in suffering and death. This message, powerful and simple, has found relevance across cultural and temporal boundaries, speaking to individuals seeking to understand their own narratives of suffering and triumph. In conclusion, Viktor E. Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning stands as a monumental work in the realms of psychology, philosophy, and literature. It's a book that goes beyond a memoir of survival. It is a guide to finding purpose, a reflection on the resilience of the human spirit, and a discourse on the universal quest for meaning. We have traversed through the harrowing experiences of the concentration camps to the liberating yet challenging reclamation of life beyond its barbed wires. We've delved into the essence of logotherapy and Frankl's profound psychological insights that continue to influence and inspire. If you found this exploration enlightening and wish to journey further into the depths of meaningful literature and psychological wisdom, please subscribe to our channel. Your engagement allows us to continue uncovering the layers of these significant works. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching.